Should organizations ban AI tools from use? If you had to start your career over in tech, which one would you choose if you had the chance? Also, we'll answer, should you take a contract job to get into an IT career? So let's talk a bit about there's a plethora of AI tools all over uh, everywhere. Then they're free. People are using them. Now, what happens when people use them within an organization to do their job? A lot of the reasons why the AI tools are free is because they use all that input from the people to train their models. So do organizations, they don't want their information, could be sometimes private information, personal identifiable information, into training other AI models. So what should organizations do? And is this even a problem? Well, I'm going to share with you an article that I found, and it's around the business of tech. I love this website. Shout out to Dave here, and it's around banning AI isn't the answer. Managing AI usage is. Here's why. So the report goes on to say that this prompt security firm, that it's a new security firm based on securing AI tools in your organization. They said that 67, on average, 67 unapproved AI tools are being used within the business. And a lot of times, uh, the organization doesn't even have visibility into it. They don't know who's using what. They're using ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, DeepSeek. They could be using all these tools, and the organization doesn't even know. So, should they block these tools? Well, the article recommends IT teams should identify and evaluate these AI tools that are being used within the organization. Because if they just went to block them, people are going to find some other way to use the tools. So what I found in this case is it's better to provide a alternative solution. Like if you have Microsoft tooling and you purchase the uh, AI Copilot, then you say, okay, this is our official AI tool to use. Use this one. Don't use any of the other ones. Or it could be another one. Google. Google just announced that they're going to include their AI Gemini in all their Google Workspaces suites. So if you have Google Workspaces, you say, okay, Gemini is now the official AI tool to use. Don't use other ones. And most times people are okay. They're okay, like, all right, I'll switch. I'll start using this one and learning. And also, if you can find ways to help people adopt the new tool, show campaigns of how they can use it in their day-to-day jobs, having use cases. That's one way to help bring in the adoption of the tool that you do choose to use. And a lot of times when you do have tools that you're already paying for, like in your collaboration suite, those AI usage is not used to train other models. It's kept separate in your organization. So it helps secure the data. And then you may be worried about, oh, what about the data? Well, there's DLPs, data loss prevention, or data classification tooling that you can use within these Microsoft or Google that will help you identify files. And you can even mark the files as saying, for this subset of files or this folder, this shared drive, don't even let AI read it, even if you have permissions to it. So that's one way to protect very sensitive information you may have in certain locations. So it's not even being used by AI at all. So that's something we can think about as all that there's going to be more tools popping up, and how do organizations handle that? And so it's by identifying what people are using, allowing, finding a a designated tool to use, an approved tool, AI tool to use there, and then helping people train on how to use that tool. And then also setting up proper classifications of the files and telling the AI which files they can or cannot look at. All right, well, let's get into the next topic here. If you had to start over an IT career, which one would you start with? Now, if I was to ask myself that question, I had to think about it a little bit. Um, I started in IT and I started as an intern in support. And that's where a lot of people start. They start in support. But if I was to start today, and I may still have to start in support again because that's where a lot of people go when they don't have experience in the different areas. But where would I set my career path towards? Well, there's probably three that I would think of. The first one being cloud computing, which is still huge with AWS, GCP, Azure, helping companies move. There's a lot of companies that still have on-premise servers, data centers, helping those customers, those organizations move to the cloud could be a very promising career path to go to. Another one might be cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is huge because there's so much threats out there. Organizations are now seeing the need to protect themselves because the cost of being compromised could be in the millions of dollars. It does put businesses out of business if they do get hacked or compromised. The other big one, of course, is AI. And before that, what was it? Well, it was machine learning. So that might be another good one to get into. So if I was starting today, I think the cloud computing has been around for a while, and it may just be the norm. Um, Cybersecurity, you everybody needs it, but I protecting the organization is not as fun as attacking an organization. So if I was to get into cybersecurity, I actually get into penetration testing, where companies hire you or the company you work for to test their security, their networks, and see if you can get in. That might be a little bit more fun to do. But I think the career growth in the area that's the biggest potential right now, as we're seeing, is in AI, and it started well with machine learning and learning how these AI models work, but not just like I don't think I'd be into like programming AIs, but I would be like an AI integrator. How could you use an AI tool that's already built, but apply it to a business to solve a specific problem or to a solution that would help make the business grow, produce more revenue? How can you use AI tools that you know how to use and apply it in the business application? That's probably the one area that I'd go into if I was starting over again. So what about you? Could you even start over now? Some people even ask, I'm in this area, could I switch? There's plenty of examples of people who are making the switch to a tech career. They maybe when they were doing sales or they're doing some other job, and they liked the area, then the growth, and they were kind of maybe tired of the area that they're in, and they moved into that area. Of course, you may have to maybe your pay was up here because you've been there for so long, and then you got to start down here and then work your way back up. But actually, depending on which job you're in, you could you might have to start back a little bit, but then you would might surpass whatever industry you were previously in. So in the long run, it actually might be worth it to still switch a career, even though you've been in a different area for a while. Now, here's another question from Reddit that I'd like to share um, with you. It's opinions on taking a contract job by Guilty Being 337. And so this person is asking, should I take a contract job? Sometimes you're applying for jobs for full-time positions, but they may not be hiring. But there's recruiting companies out there that are recruiting people and looking for people to maybe just do some temporary work. Now, so this person says they're doing level two work, and that they said the plan is to convert after 6 months to be hired on. And so, what are the benefits of the why companies would want to do contractor? Well, because it can be easier if to onboard people because the cost doesn't come out like of a headcount cost bucket, but as like maybe of a project budget. So maybe they're doing some sort of project and say, hey, we need some extra help. Let's get them on board. This is just part of the project costs, not a full time hire. Another reasons why I like that is because it's like try before you buy. So they say, okay, we'll try you out for 6 months. Let's see if you do a good job. If you do, and we like you, then we'll hire you on. It's easier for them to end your contract at the end of 6 months and say, okay, you know what, you weren't the right fit. We're going to part ways without having to like terminate someone and then go through more hurdles to go through. So it's easier that way. I started out as an intern, which was kind of like a contractor's roles because when I came in, I was only hired for a set duration. I think it was like 3 months or 4 months or so. And what happened with me is that while I was there, they didn't have any openings. It was just a straight internship, and they told me that to begin with. But then during that time, someone on the team they left the team and they found another job, so they had an opening, and they said, "Oh, well, we have this guy Uriah over here. He looks like a good fit. Let's slide him over." So they didn't even have to go out and look or do any other interviewing. They liked the person that they already had, and hired me on, and I was a great fit for the team. So the answer is yes, you should look at contracting jobs if they're available. You can gain experience as well. Working on something, you can take that experience, even if they didn't hire you on. You can say, "Hey, I did this project for this person." You can put that now on your resume and add it to your experience that you did. So it adds a bit more to your resume, a little bit more experience there. Um, Also, sometimes as a contractor, you actually get paid more than you would as a full time employee. Now, why is that? Well, that's because they don't have to pay for your benefits. They don't have to pay for all the extras that they do for employees. They just pay you a flat amount. Like, here, you're going to do this job. Here's your thing. They may not pay you vacation time. So if there's a holiday or you need to take time off, they won't pay you for vacation time. So to offset that, you actually get paid more as a contractor than a full time employee. So those are all reasons why it may be good to start out as a contractor because you never know where you'll end up. You know, it could be time for you in an interview and see if this is a job that you like and a company you like working for. And then it gives you time to be like, yeah, if they offered me a position, I definitely move into it. Or maybe not. You'd be like, well, I didn't really like the people I was working with. It gave me a good feel for the company. I'm going to take my skills somewhere else. If you like this video, check out my other one about how to start a career in IT. I'll have a link here down at the list. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you found some value to it.